Friday is directed by Mark Walters. Since now we're getting the release of Freaky Friday coming out this week really soon, and I thought I might as well talk about this film just for good reasons. Before I get to my review, this is a little shout out to my good friend of mine and also a subscriber, good subscriber friend of mine, Ollie, aka Paycheck Perspective. So this is a shout out for you because you inspired me to do this review. So might as well talk about this one. So let's get into this review. The film follows basically Tess and Anna. Both of them are in a really bad relationship between mother and daughter. It's not till on the next day their boy's been switched, as in Tess is now in Anna's body while Anna's boy is in her mother's body, Tess. So basically both have been switched and both of them trying to figure out how to get their boys back and also trying to learn selfless love and also try to fix their relationship. Now, my brief history with this film, I'm going to say this now, guys. I have a lot of nostalgia for Freaky Friday because I remember when I was about 9 years old, I remembered having so much nostalgia towards this movie. And every time I watch it, it just gave me one of those movies I really just couldn't get over watching it. I remember seeing it in the cinemas with my brothers and also saw it with my aunt as well. We were watching it in the cinemas. We had a blast watching this film. Every time I watch it on rewatches, every time I record it on tape on TV one time, and I remember keep watching it and watching it and watching it again and again and again and again. It just becomes one of my all-time favourite childhood movies. Every time I watch it, there's a lot taken to appreciate this film a lot more. And looking back on it 22 years later, I will say this, I think this movie still holds up pretty well. Maybe not perfect, but I still enjoy this film. I still think it's a really great movie. It's a lot of fun, but it does offer some heart to it, which we'll get to in a moment with the emotional weight to it. I will start by saying this, I really like the script here. The script is very sharp, it's very clear narrative through line to it. It has that emotional deep level of a mother and daughter. Basically, both of them are not getting along, because that's basically the whole plot of the story. Because we do see Tess is now happy that she's going to get married to her new former boyfriend or future husband, aka Ryan, who is basically a really nice guy, basically from what I see from the film on rewatches. And Anna is kind of indifferent to it because she doesn't really care because how much she misses her old dad, basically, who died 3 years prior. So she's kind of in the rough spot. Both of them are not in the same page and not paying attention to one another because, you know, Tess is busy working and she's doing all this other stuff while Anna's trying to be a part of this band. And funny enough, her bandmates got into this audition at the Wango Tango, I think it's called. This is on the same day as Anna's mother Tess's wedding day rehearsal dinner or something it's called. But then of course it's getting to conflict. So this is where that's where the story picks up, where basically both Tess and Anna have their argument at the Chinese restaurant with the family, and basically when they both start arguing, and of course this Chinese woman comes along with the fortune cookies, that's when the story gets more interesting. That's where it starts to be more fun in the beat, because this is where the boys switch. And of course on the next day, Friday, Tess woke up in Anna's body in Anna's room, and it's just a little fun moment. This is where the fun begins, and you see that Anna started acting like her mom, waking up in the mornings, acting all like doing this, but then she started to realize that she's in her daughter's body. Her soul is basically in her mother's body, but she acts like Anna, basically sleeping in and acting like a teenager. But it's basically like switching bodies, just kind of like a different point of view. You're in that point of view of a body, basically what it is. I will say this, the acting for this film is basically both praises by Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan. Both of them are just fun to watch. Wherever they're both on screen, both of them just gain some energy to this movie. They brought so much fun to this movie. They bring so much, kind of levity to it. Jamie Lee Curtis as Tessa, really good here. I really liked her in this film. She's really funny, but also has that, right timekeeping, but also being a very good mum, basically. Best mum screen over time. But she is basically a psychologist. Basically, she's like a therapy type of person, I think she works as, and try to help out people's problems and also deal with their issues in life. Of course, she wrote a book, that she basically is. And of course, when she becomes Anna, when she's at this interviewing program, and she's basically being interviewed by this woman, and basically has to talk about the book. And basically she's not answering the questions, just being all like, oh, you're just getting old, you need to be young again, and just him doing all these crazy stuff on live TV. Not gonna lie, that was actually kind of funny. Even Anna at school, basically after she's got attention after mistakenly, thought she was cheating by her old best friend, Stacey Hiccup, I think that's the character's name. Basically calling her out that she's copying her test and basically just writing rubber all answers out and calling her stupid. Not gonna lie, that was payback time. And of course, you do get her Anna's side of the story. Basically, like I said, she wants to be part of this. Well, she is part of this band group, but she can't go to this Lego Tango auditions. And of course, her friends Maddie and Peg or something it's called. Both of them are kind of want Anna to be there because she's basically our best guitar soloist in the group, but she basically doesn't want to now after basically switched around. You can kind of see her, like, the emotions going through, and you can definitely see that kind of stuff. You do get to see Anna's former love interest in the film, Jake, played by Chad Michael Murray. He was good. I like him. He's pretty decent to watch, but as far as character go, he's not the best written character. Yeah, he does have his moments. He does have shown a little bit of interest in Anna at first, but it's not till when boys switch he starts to be more interested in Tess, Anna's mum, and things a little bit awkward. And when Jake saw her on live TV being cool, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm into her because she's cooler than Anna," which is kind of a little bit weird, but it's kind of weird at the same time. Basically, both Tessa and Jake having a coffee together, just chatting, and of course. And by the end, basically she get caught by Ryan. Ryan saw her and basically freaks out. Not gonna lie, that scene just kind of made me laugh a little bit. When basically, again, as a kid, I heard Tess. I don't know if that's just me, but the moment he shouted, I kind of laughed a little. But back to the Jake character, as his character role, I get why he's there, but at the same time, I kind of wish he could have did a little bit more to him. But he has a reason to be there. I think in the same way he is there, but I wish they could have done a little bit more with the script, or maybe give it a little bit more to do with certain stuff, because there were a couple of times he does come across a little bit overhinged with, or have some hots towards Tessa, which is kind of a bit weird in a certain way. And of course, you introduce the other characters like Tessa's father, aka Anna's grandfather in the film, which has this funny moment, especially with the whole earthquake moment, and also hugging one of Anna's best friends, basically calling, "Here's my Hannah banana," which, yeah, that's kind of weird, but funny at the same time. And of course, we have Anna's brother, Harry, who's an actor I cannot seen him before, but he has done other stuff outside of this, and him as a child actor, he was actually quite good. He's fun to watch. And of course, you do see him and Hannah not getting along, and basically both arguing one another, or just Harry makes fun of her, but Anna has enough of him. But it's not till when Tess goes to the school, well, basically as Anna, basically, try to like, oh, cool, listening to, "Oh, I don't really care." But it's not till the teacher shows that Harry wrote like a note or some speech about who he admires. It basically looks up to Anna, his sister, and the moment Tess sees it as Anna's point of view, see that kind of show a little bit of respect or kind of love for each other, but deep down Harry always says that both of them always fight at the end, which I will admit, that was a nice moment. I thought that was give a little bit of some kind of closure between those two, even though it's not the most developed, but you do get a sense that Harry does care about Anna, despite they're both arguing, fights all the time, but Harry does really care about his big sister. But that was a really nice moment. It does add some levity to the story as well. That's saying something a lot. And of course, you do get some nice heart-touching moments, which, like I said, there is a lot of fun moments, especially with Anna who's on the Wangatango stage and he's playing the guitar, but you can't able to play it because she's being Tessa in the body. But as when Tessa comes along and she plays the guitar solo as well, the song's playing, and I'm not gonna lie, it is just so much fun to watch and see her rocking down, basically supporting her. I just really like that. And of course, Jake was there watching Anna playing, and he shows that she is cool. And then, oh yeah, speaking of Jake, I will admit this, when he sings "Hit Me Baby One More Time" by Britney Spears, which I will admit, that song, every time I hear that song on the radio or that song I listen to, I can't help but this scene comes along when Anna charges at Jake and Jake says, "Hit me baby one more," and he gets hit, which I can't remember. I nearly laughed at the cinemas very loudly. I remember going, "Oh my god." And yes, like I said, the heart and soul to it is between a mother and daughter. And of course, at the dinner rehearsals, basically you do see Tessa about to, well, as Prue, Tessa's at this point of view, you can definitely say, look, just postpone the wedding. I understand because you're not ready to have Ryan as your father, but you know, just postpone the wedding, just do this a favor for me. And but instead of doing that, Tess gives a really heartfelt but emotional speech towards Ryan, saying how much he loves him, how much he appreciates that he has came to her life. And also, even despite going through a rough patch between, you know, her and Anna, I thought it was a really nice touching moment. It does deliver some emotional way. I'm not gonna lie, when that scene comes up, I nearly teared up for that scene because the emotional weight for this film really touched me in the heartstrings. Every time I watch it, even rewatching it now and before I reviewed this film, it's just, I don't know, it's just, it really tugged me in the heartstrings. Even the music score is not helping because I don't know if it's Jamie Lee Curtis acting or maybe it's the musical score is making me cry, but it's either way, it's a really well directed scene and it's well acted and it is very touching in a certain way. And I thought that was really heartfelt. And boy, it was beautiful.
Could ever take the place of her dad. Because he was a really great dad. But somebody could be part of a new family. Its own kind of cool new little unit. That for someone as special as Ryan, that we would all just make a little room. Anna really wanted her mom to know that.
Hey, who left this bowl of onions here?
And of course, the boys have been switched back and they become as they are now. And of course, Tess is now married to Ryan. They're both husband and wives. And of course, Anna and Tess' relationship is, you know, patched up and all fixed. And it just kind of shows there's a lot of heart to it. By the end, I think, say, Freaky Friday is a really enjoyable good time. I really like this movie. Every time I watch it, it just gets better each viewing. I really appreciate it a lot more as a kid. Maybe it could have done better in certain areas here and there with Jay's character. I wish they could have done a little bit more. And maybe Harry's arc with him and Anna could have done a little bit better. Maybe stretch out a little bit more, despite there is some good, you know, closure to them. I still enjoy Freaky Friday. I had fun with it. It's funny. It's charming. It has a great script, great cast, great acting from both Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan. This is a really beautiful, well-made, you know, mother-daughter film. Probably best those duos in cinema history or piece of entertainment at least. I'm going to give Freaky Friday an A-. Guys, comment down below and tell me, what do you think of Freaky Friday? Do you love it? Do you like it? Do you think it's alright? Or do you hate it? Are you excited for Freaky Friday? Are you excited for that film? Let me know in the comments down below and tell me what you think. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Until next time, see ya.